Hey, South Carolina's math industry, and we're gonna be trying to understand why we use what's left over when we try to find the factors of a quadratic trinomial. So let's start solving it, and let's start finding the factors. So, since what we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be using the diamond problem, but we have to multiply a by c, so that's 25 and negative 10. That's our first step, what we previously learned in our previous videos. So, what numbers can be multiplied into 25 and add up to negative 10 at the same time? Well, we have negative 5 and negative 5 because negative times a negative is a positive and a negative plus a negative is a negative. So what we're going to be doing is writing below here 5x squared minus 5x minus 5x plus 5. What we just did is actually expand the quadratic trinomial. So we're going to split the quadratic trinomial, or the expanded one, in half. So we're going to try and find greatest common factors between this and that, and greatest common factors between this and that. If you ever learned from our greatest common factor video, or how to factor out quadratic trinomials using the diamond problem, then you would probably see this kind of equation or expression. 5 can be divisible by 5 and 5. So 5x, x, minus that, because we have a negative, 1. If you have an expression on the bottom, see if it works if you try and simplify it to get it back to the top. If it is, then you're doing the correct work. So 5x times x is 5x squared. And 5x times negative 1 is negative 5x. Let's try the other side now. Negative 5x and 5. They can still be divisible by 5. So what we're going to be doing is writing negative 5 parentheses x minus that by 1, because negative 5 times x is negative 5x, and negative 5 times negative 1 is a positive 5. So we have two expressions, this one and that one. What we see here is since x minus 1 and x minus 1 is the same, we can cancel them out and just use x minus 1 as one of our factors. What about the other one? Well, what we have left over is a 5x and a negative 5, because when you cancel out to find the first factor, you have used up both of them, which means they can never be used again. There are crosses indicating you can't use them again. But why do we use the last two numbers that haven't been used? Let's go ahead and write the second pair. So we have parentheses 5x minus that by 5. When you multiply them together, you get 5x squared minus 10x plus 5 if you use FOIL. So x times 5x, x times negative 5, negative 1 times negative 5x, and negative 1 times negative 5. That will get you back to right here, which means if that's the same, we've got the same exact equation or expression, we would have gotten it correct, which we did. But why do we use the remaining two numbers? If you ever heard of the cumulative property, that means that when you add or multiply any number, it doesn't matter what order they're in, which means they're saying if I add 3 plus 9, that equals 12. It also means that 9 plus 3 equals 12. So no matter what place I put the 9 or 3 in, it still equals the exact same number. Same with multiplication. If I use 6 times 4 equals 24, and 4 times 6 equals 24. The exact same answer. So when you add or multiply, due to the cumulative laws, it doesn't matter what order you place your numbers, because you will always get your exact same answer. And we can apply that with the two factors right here. At the end, when you're trying to find and do a fact check, you usually multiply the first factor by the second factor. And when you use the leftover numbers like 5x and negative 5, those are ones that haven't been used. And if you look at it a different way, it's saying this times that, and this times that and that. So, no matter what order you multiply them, you will always get back to your same factor, or you will always get back to the same exact quadratic trinomial expression as your normal expression, or your question. And that is why you use the extra numbers when you cancel out to find the first one, and you have to use them to find the second one. I hope this video has helped you understand why we use the leftover numbers. Thank you for watching Taoping Your Life's Math Industry. Like and subscribe.